So all the apologists are out there using this term normalization, which is to minimize an economy that's slowing dramatically. But there's another thing, a way of saying it on Wall Street, at least, they used to talk about reversion to the mean. Now, if this were a quote unquote normal jobs market, folks, it would be moving along that trend line you see there, the pre-pandemic trend line. That means we'd have 7 million more jobs. Joining me now, Heritage economist Peter St Onge. And Peter, the financial media has talked about climbing above pre-pandemic levels, but everyone knows that that's not an honest gauge of economic success. And we are so far behind, and it does look like we're going to catch up to those trends.
Yeah, it's incredible. We just got a jobs number today. They turned in 142. I mean, this is not the kind of job report you need to try to make up some of that lost ground. 7 million compared to trend is a stunning number of jobs that we've lost. And, when you dig in and look at job composition, for example, over the past year, we have literally lost full-time jobs. They've been replaced by part-time jobs. So this economy, on paper, it may look spectacular. There is a lot underneath the hood.
Now, we know, of course, the Fed's going to spring into action any moment now. But what can the Fed do with respect to staving off government spending, running amok? I mean, there's just so many things out of Jay Powell's hands.
Yeah, there really is. And, the timing at this point, if they're hoping to affect the economy in the next 6 months, say, they are way late to the game. They've pretty much made their bet at this point. The time for the Fed to stop in and cut this off would have been, 2021, when we had this just tsunami of government spending. Of course, that's what fed the inflation. That then knocked the Fed on this pendulum where they keep swinging too far in one direction or the other. We had the most extreme rate hike since the 1970s. So at this point, the Fed is very reactive. They're trying to sort of balance things between the inflation and what looks like a looming recession. Now, the trick here for the Fed is that historically recessions drop inflation by a lot. So in the past 4 recessions, going back 35 years, inflation has dropped 3.5 points on average because of the recession. So you have unsold goods, you have excess capacity. So at this point, the Fed can't be sure, is it really mission accomplished on inflation, or is it mission accomplished on the recession? And that's hiding the actual inflation numbers. They do not know. I mean, Jerome Powell told us he's navigating by starless nights. They really don't know what's happening here. And so, several of your guests have mentioned the policy errors. It looks like the Fed is repeating the mother of all policy errors, the 1970s.
Wow. Hey, before we go, I've got to ask you, right, because the election looms large. I think there's a stark contrast economically, no matter how many ideas are adopted for public consumption. I think we would particularly move into a socialist-like era with Vice President Harris. So your weekly note is titled, "Why Weak Men Vote for Communism." So the question, of course, is why do they?
Yeah, this is pretty shocking. There have been a series of studies that have found that low testosterone men who don't go to the gym vote left wing. And there's a fascinating theory. It's by a professor at Emory called Darwinian Politics. Check it out. You can find it on Amazon. But long and short of it is that people who vote left are obsessed with internal competition. People who vote right are interested in making society strong and healthy. It's a fascinating read. I hope people will check it out and think about their own political biases if they're there.
All right, I can't wait till you do the one of soy milk associated with soy milk.
Next, it's on the calendar.
All right, Peter, thanks a lot. We'll talk.